was watching me sleep.
I remember this night like it happened yesterday. Even though I'm an adult now, some memories don't fade with time. They wait in the dark, replaying themselves when you least expect it. This is one of those memories, a 3 a.m. mystery that still sends a chill through my spine. Because what happened that night proved something terrifying. Sometimes, the danger is already inside the house. I was only 12 years old when my parents left me home for the night with my older brother. At the time, it felt like freedom. A big, quiet house. No rules, no bedtime. Just me, darkness, and the illusion of safety. My brother promised he'd be back soon. Told me not to tell our parents he was going out, and I trusted him. I didn't know that trust would almost cost me everything. At first, being alone felt exciting. I settled into the den and made the worst possible decision a scared kid could make. I turned on a horror movie, the kind filled with jump scares, shadows, and whispers in the dark. As the movie played, the house began to sound wrong. Floorboards creaked where no one walked. The wind brushed against the windows like fingers testing the glass. The refrigerator clicked on and off, each sound making my heart pound harder. Halfway through, I shut the TV off and ran upstairs, convinced something was watching me. I locked myself in my room and tried to distract my fear with video games, forcing myself to believe everything was normal. Hours passed. Midnight slipped into something much later. Then I heard it. The front door. Not slammed. Not rushed. Just closed slow and deliberate. I assumed it was my brother. But something felt off. The footsteps downstairs didn't move the way his usually did. They lingered. They paused. They dragged. When I looked outside, his car wasn't there. That was the moment panic took control. With no phone and nowhere to run, I hid inside my closet, holding my breath as the footsteps climbed closer. Because seconds later, someone opened my bedroom. I was crouched inside the small crawl-in closet, knees pulled tight to my chest, trying to make myself as small and silent as possible. The door was barely shut, leaving just enough darkness for me to see a thin line of light from my bedroom. My heart was pounding so loudly I was convinced whoever was in my room could hear it. That's when I heard the footsteps. They were slow, careful, not rushed like someone sneaking snacks or grabbing something they forgot. These steps were deliberate, each one pressing into the floorboards hard enough to make them creak. I watched the shadow of someone's legs pass across the crack beneath the closet door. My stomach twisted violently, and my mouth went dry. I told myself over and over that it had to be my brother. It had to be, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. Something about the silence felt wrong. No humming, no muttering, no familiar sounds, just breathing and movement. The person began touching things. I could hear objects being shifted, drawers opening, something being dragged across the floor. Every sound felt like it was echoing directly inside my skull. I pressed my hands over my mouth to stop myself from crying. I was terrified the closet door would open at any second, exposing me completely. Time stopped making sense. Minutes felt like hours. I thought about my parents. I thought about how stupid it was to watch a scary movie. I thought about how easily that lock on my bedroom door could be opened from the outside. I genuinely believed that if the closet door opened, I wouldn't survive the night. At one point, the footsteps stopped directly in front of the closet. I could see the shadow pause. I stopped breathing. After what felt like an eternity, the footsteps slowly moved away. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I stayed frozen long after the room went quiet, terrified that it was a trick, that whoever it was would come back the moment I relaxed. Eventually, I heard footsteps going downstairs. I stayed hidden for what felt like hours, my muscles aching, my mind racing. Then, finally, I heard something familiar. My brother's voice echoed through the house, shouting my name with anger and panic. When he entered my room and demanded to know what I had done to his things, my fear turned into something colder, because in that moment, I realized the truth. Whoever was in my room wasn't my brother, and they had already taken what they wanted.